good evening, good evening. Are we live? Are we live? Let me know if you are tuning in live. Just drop a comment and let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me. It is at the earlier time of 7 o'clock today, instead of 7:30. And obviously I've not been on for a little while either. So let me know if you're on. Just drop me a comment. I don't know which way the comment box is. Drop me a comment if let me know that you're tuning in live. If you're watching this on a replay, let me know that you're watching it on a replay. It's good to be back after the Christmas period. It's been a couple of weeks without me showing my face. Hello, Emma. Without me showing my face on here live. I have been doing some interesting things behind the scenes, which I will share at some point. But yes, I have been here. I've not disappeared, and I am back again now to deliver some nice live training for you. Hello, Paula. It's good to have you on live as well. So I am going to be talking today about creating massive momentum in January in 2022, and also overcoming the overwhelm that we sometimes feel when it comes to a new year. I don't know if any of you feel a little bit overwhelmed when it comes to a new year, more so on the fact of achieving your goals. Maybe it seems a little bit daunting, you're not sure where to start, your goal feels so big, you're not really sure how to get there. Hello, Lindsay. Yeah, so you're not sure how to get there, and it just seems a little bit overwhelming. You're like, new year, new start, I'm going to hit this goal, I'm going to do this, and then when it actually comes to it, it's like, oh, actually, I feel a little bit overwhelmed. I'm not really sure where to start. What do I do? How am I going to get there? So I've got a couple of tips for you today, and I'm going to keep this one short and sweet for you all as well, because I know you've all got busy lives and all that sort of jazz, but I am going to keep it short and sweet, and I'm going to get to the point with these tips. So to overcome this overwhelm, there's a couple of things that we can do, and the first one, and I know I go on about this a lot, but the reason I go on about it is a lot because not many people actually do it, and that's actually to set clear goals. I know sometimes you might have a goal in here, which it's all good and well having it up here, but up here it's just a statement, it's just a dream. Whereas on paper, we actually can start actioning this goal and seeing what it is that we need to do to get there. And also a very important thing, before I go a little bit deeper into this goal stuff, is why do you really want to achieve this goal? Now, a couple of you watching, I know Emma and I know Paula, they're on a 31-day challenge. So we had a really good goal setting session on Sunday, where I did actually deep dive into all of this sort of stuff. But I'm going to keep it brief. But when it comes to your reason why you want to achieve the goal, try not to just do surface level wise. You need to go deep within yourself and find a real reason as to why this goal is important. Because if you don't do that, you're probably not going to be motivated for very long. So when it comes to goals, you want to have your big goal and you want to break that down. That's what you want to be doing. This is my big goal and this is how I'm going to get there. And that's what you do. Get a goal, break it down. And that is the first thing that you should do if you have got this goal, is say, right, I want to lose, let's say a stone, because just for argument's sake, if that's what you want to do. I want to lose a stone by the end of March. There we go, that's a goal. I'm going to lose a stone by the end of March. And then you need to think, well, what is it that I need to do to get to this loss of a stone? That's a goal, that's a plan. So that's number one, and a compelling reason why. Why do you want that goal? Why is it important to you? On a deep level, not just a surface level. Just out of curiosity, let me know in the comments, has anybody here set goals for this year? And if you have you written them down? Just let me know in the comments if you've set goals, and if you have you actually written them down, or do you normally tend to keep them stored in your head? Let me know in the comments, because I'm just interested to know. Number two. So simple daily actions, simple and small. A lot of people, when it comes to a new year, you start everything at once. So you're going to go to the gym 5 times a week. You're going to drink 5 litres of water a day, bearing in mind you drink 1 now. You're going to start a diet plan, which is a regimented plan, and you're not going to deviate from that plan. You're going to cut bread out, you're cutting chocolate out, cut everything out, and you're going to change your life. You're going to transform yourself. That's amazing if you can do that. Honestly, the 99.9% of people do not. continue with that, because it's just, you're biting off more than you can chew, and it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable, is it? Like, if you're trying to go to the gym 5 times a week and do all this stuff that you've never done before, how do you expect to keep doing it for the long term? It's a big life change. Big life change. Like, even for someone who's already doing the gym and already doing these things, to change so much at once, it's normally too much. So my advice would to be, keep it small and keep it simple, because if it's small and simple, you're going to be consistent, aren't you? You're going to keep doing it. Whereas if it's overwhelming and there's too much, you're going to sack that off. I would sack it off. I go to the gym twice a week. I also do 6 boot camps, which I know, you might be thinking that's a lot, but it's work, so I do them. But I go to the gym twice because that's how much I can fit into my schedule, and that works. Now, if I'd have written down on my goals, I need to get to the gym 5 times a week, I'd be stressing a little bit, because I don't go 5 times a week. Fitting that into my diary, I'd be pulling my ear out. Same with meals. I eat my meals with somebody else, with my mum. So for me to then be like, right, I'm having a strict diet plan, I'm sticking to this plan, it's not going to work for my lifestyle. So I need to find what works. So you've got to do stuff that's going to be easy for you to pick up. Now, I'm not saying the process of losing weight is easy, because, there are times when it is a little bit tough, but you make it harder for yourself if you do too much at once. You can make it easier for yourself by just taking small, simple, and easy steps, and you will get there. You've got to think, people think, oh, but I want to lose this weight in a week, I want to lose it in a month. It didn't take you a week to put it on. It didn't take you a month to put the weight on. So be mindful that it doesn't take a week to lose it either. It takes longer. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to think, if you think, oh, it's going to take too long, the time's going to pass anyway. This time is going to pass anyway. If it takes you a year to lose 3 stone, so be it. Yeah, all right, it might feel like you've done slow progress, but slow progress is better than no progress. Or you can just sack it off, and then in a year's time, you're either the same weight or heavier. Your choice, but the time will pass anyway. And that's something that I always say to people when they say, it's going to take too long, I ain't got time for this, it's going to take too long. Well, that time will pass regardless. So the time either passes and you just stick to the small bits and you get there, or the time passes, you don't do any of it, and you end up either not losing much weight, not losing any weight, or gaining it, and then you're unhappy. And we don't want that, do we? So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind when you think it's going to take ages. Time's going to pass anyway. Daisy said that time will pass anyway. Paula, I normally store them in my head. I've written them down this time. Yeah, and Emma as well. This year I've written them down, but normally in my head. Obviously, we're doing the 31-day challenge, so you've not been forced. Obviously, I'm not making you do it, but you've been forced to write it in your workbooks. So we'll just show you this. We've got a little workbook. Look. And the first one we did was the goal setting stuff. So mine are there. So yeah, that's the goal setting bit. So I've made everybody write them down for that. Shan, to lose weight but not to concentrate on the number on the scales. And yes, I've written them down. Actually written all my goals down. Well done. Yeah, if you hold them down as well, you feel more accountable to them. And sometimes I've written goals down, and when I've re-looked at them, I'm like, oh yeah, I've got that one as well. Because you forget, you can't remember everything, can you? We have enough to remember anyway. Never mind, like, umpteen goals that we've got. So yeah, and try not to concentrate on the scales too much. My advice would be to take a series of measurements. So you might do measurements with one of these bad boys. So actual measurements. You do your weighing scales as a form of measurement, and also pictures, clothes, how you feel. Take everything into consideration and don't just do scales, because normally they lead to you being a little bit upset, because they will take like a little bit longer to go down. They might fluctuate. There's certain things that can affect your body weight. So yeah, definitely don't concentrate on them wholeheartedly. Going off on a tangent there, as I do. And the last tip, I've called it the 2 E's. The 2 E's. Environment and energy. Now, you all know I'm big on energy, right? Environment, this sort of falls into the same bracket, sort of. But the environment that you are in is everything, right? And when I say environment, this could mean your home as well. So have a look at what you've got in your environment at home that's a distraction, maybe. Maybe you've got stuff that's detrimental towards your goals, or that tempts you, or get rid get rid. And also the environment, and the environment that you keep around you. Who are you spending time with? And are these people motivating you, supporting you, or are they sort of saying, well, you're never going to do that, or that's crap, or what sort of environment are you putting yourself in? Because if you're putting yourself in a negative environment, it's going to be a lot harder. If you're putting yourself in an environment where you're not supported, it's going to be a lot harder. So think about the environment that you keep and the people that you surround yourself with. And I'm not just saying like family and that. I mean like the friends that you knock about with. Are they supportive? Do they sort of take the piss a little bit and not have, full support there? Because I'm not being funny. If my friends were like that, I probably wouldn't be knocking around with them. Just my thing. I'm very protective of my energy, and like I always do that saying where, do you know, like if you worked in an office and you've got someone who comes in a really bad mood, or your bosses, and they're sort of on at you, and you just feel that negative energy. You just feel it, can't you? You're just like, oh, I feel like crap now. Like all the team feels like crap. Because I've been there, I've worked in an office. Whereas if your boss comes in and he's like, woo, having a great good time, like laughing and joking, everyone's laughing and joking, and everybody feels better. And that's energy transfer. That's transferring energy onto other people. You might not be aware it's happening, but it does, and it always does. And that's why I'm very protective of who's in my energy. I don't want nobody in my energy, in my little energy field, that's going to suck it out. Yeah, so bear that in mind when it comes to achieving your goals, because energy is so bloody important. So important. Well, environment and then energy. This is another bit to energy. Is what are you focusing on? What are you focusing on when it comes to achieving your goals? Because if you're focusing on the lack of, oh, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get there. It's too hard. If you're focusing on that, that is what you're going to feel. Whatever you focus on, you feel, right? If you're focusing on, yeah, I'm feeling better, feeling good, I've done this, you're going to attract more of that, and it's going to feel good. So make sure you're paying attention to what you're actually focusing on, because if you focus on lack, you attract more lack. Whereas if you focus on all the good stuff that you're doing, and how amazing that you feel, and how well that you're doing, and how hard that you're trying, you're going to attract more of that, and you're going to feel better. Whereas if you feel, oh, I've only lost £1, I'm not doing very well, it's because I ate them rich tea biscuits. Stop focusing on the negative, because that's what you feel. If you focus on that, you're going to feel it. Where focus goes, energy flows, and we don't want our energy flowing into negative vibes, feeling crap. We want to feel high vibe. We want to feel good. And when we feel good internally, externally things happen. They happen. And they happen better because you're in a good mood. You attract good stuff when you're in a good mood. Stress from children makes it hard not to eat my house out of food. But then, when it comes to stress, it's because when it comes to eating in any form of measure, whether it's emotional eating, stress eating, whatever eating it might be, it's dealing with the root cause of the eating. And if it's stress, it's finding ways to manage stress. And I know, like kids, you're going to be up and down with stress all the time. I can imagine it's very stressful, but it's trying to find something that works for you personally, that alleviates that stress slightly, so that you can sort of avoid the binge eating when you're stressed type of thing, or just eating randomly because you are stressed, even if it's not a binge eat as such. So yeah, dealing with the root cause of the problem is normally the best thing, instead of just sort of like being like, I'm not having any food in the house. And if you've got kids, you've probably got food in the house for them as well, like snacks and stuff. So it's harder, innit, when you've got kids there. But you'll find a way. You will find a way. So they're my 3 tips for today about overcoming the January overwhelm, creating massive momentum. Is get them goals written down on paper. A compelling reason why, like why are these goals that important to you? Like why, a deep level why. Then break them all down and small action steps, small things that you can do to get there. Just small stuff, not too big, because otherwise we're biting off more than we can chew and we sack it off. And the last one, environment and energy. Who are you spending your time with? What's your environment like at home, in terms of like, do you need to get rid of anything or bring something into your environment to make it easier and better for you? And what are you putting your energy into? What are you focusing on? Because whatever you focus on, you get more of. So I hope that is helpful for you all. It was just a quick blast, quick fire of some of my personal top tips for overcoming the overwhelm. If you are on the 31-day challenge, you've got some homework to do, I'm sure, which I think might be tomorrow. Friday, yes. You might have some homework to do tomorrow. So weekly reviews tomorrow if you're on the 31-day challenge. If it's something that you still want to do, this 31-day challenge, I am going to allow people on, but not after this next call, which is on Sunday. So what we're doing on this 31-day challenge, you do get your little workbook, look. Woohoo! We've got goal setting, which we've already done, but the video has been recorded and actually is in the group. And then there's a couple of other pages that we've gone through throughout the course of the week, which we've done on our own backs as well. So if you do want to join, I am still letting people in, but nobody can come in after Sunday because then I just feel like there's too much for you to catch up on, and I want people to be sort of present and going through it with structure. So if it is something that interests you and you're like, well, what is it all about? I want to know a little bit more because I don't really know what it is. Let me know. Just comment on this video and say, can I have a little bit more information about that challenge? And I will send you some more information about it, but the cut-off point is Sunday, like I say, because I want you to be in flow with the rest of the group, but you have got time to catch up now if you want to join. So, other than that, have a lovely evening, everybody. I will be back in this group. I'll be back doing these trainings now every single week, so you're going to be seeing more of my smiley face. If there's anything that you'd like me to talk about, any struggles that you do have, or anything you want me to deep dive a little bit more into, then please just let me know in the comment box, because I want to try and provide as much value to you lot and stuff that's actually going to help you massively in 2022. So, sending you lots of love. Thank you ever so much for joining me live. If you've not joined me live, let me know that you've watched it on a replay, and I will see you all next week. Bye, everyone. Thank you.